The headline is simple: Donald Trump is facing declining approval. Polling suggestion 6 out of 10 Americans oppose him. That is not a minor fluctuation. That is a structural political signal. And a political signals carry economic consequences. Markets do not vote, but markets react to voters, because voters shape policy, and policy shapes economic direction. Informed comment here. Wall Street watches Main Street more than people think. Let's begin with confidence. Economic growth depends on consumer confidence. It depends on business confidence. It depends on institutional confidence. When public opposition rises, political uncertainty rises. Uncertainty influences investment decisions. Business delay expansion when policy directions become unclear. Investors hedge against volatility. Households reduce discretionary spending. These micro decisions aggregate into macro outcomes. Now let's ground this in fundamentals. Economic output is measured through GDP. GDP reflects spending, investments, government activity, and trade. Its structure is expressed as: if public opposition affects consumer, GDP adjusts. If political weakness affects investments, GDP adjusts. If government policy stalls, GDP adjusts. Informal truth. Politics flows directly into economic math. Now let's examine political capital. Political capital is the ability to pass legislation, to negotiate trade deals, to influence regulatory agents, to shape fiscal direction. When approval drops significantly, political capital awakes. Legislative resistance grows. Internal party divisions widen. Policy momentum slows. And markets interpret that slowdown carefully. But let's avoid exaggeration. Political opposition does not equal economic collapse. The US economy is structurally resilient. Institutional functions independently. The Federal Reserve operates separately from political approval ratings. Informal comment. Institutions matter more than personalities in the long run. However, perception matters in the short term. Financial markets are forward-looking. They price expectation, not headlines alone. If opposition suggests potential electoral change, markets begin pricing possible policy shifts, just like tax policy, trade policy, regulatory frameworks, energy strategy. These variables influence corporate valuations. Now consider international markets. Global investors watch US political stability closely. The dollar's strength reflects trust in American governance. When approval ratings awaken, global perceptions can shift. But again, shift does not mean collapse. It means recalibration. Informal note. Capital prefers predictability over drama. Now let's talk about polarization. When 6 of 10 Americans oppose a political figure, it signs highlighted division. Division affects policy continuity. Policy continuity affects business planning. Business planning affects hiring. Hiring affects wage growth. Wage growth affects consumption. The chain reaction is real. Yet the US economy has navigated polarization before. Markets adapt to political friction. Now let's examine investors' psychology. Political weakness can create short-term volatility. Volatility increases risk premiums. Higher risk premiums raise borrowing costs. Elevated borrowing costs can slow expansions. But markets also find opportunity in transition. A potential policy reset can stimulate optimism. Informal comment. Markets love change, as long as they can calculate it. Now let's discuss fiscal policy. If political support erodes, large-scale fiscal initiatives becomes harder to pass. Budget negotiations become tense. Spending priorities face gridlock. Gridlock can delay infrastructure projects. It can delay industrial incentives. It can delay tax reforms. Delay introduces frictions into economic momentum. But friction is not fatal. It simply slows acceleration. Now let's look at Corporation America. Corporations value regulatory clarity. When political power is weakness, regulatory trajectories becomes uncertain. That uncertainty affects capital expenditure plans. Capital expenditure fuels productivity growth. Productivity growth supports long-term GDP expansion. Informal truth. Business don't fear opposition, they fear unpredictability. Now consider financial markets specifically. Equity markets often react to approval trends. Bond markets react to fiscal sustainability. Currency markets react to stability perceptions. All three watch political dynamics carefully, but the structural economic drivers remain dominant. Employment rates, inflation levels, corporate earnings, productivity trends, these fundamentals outweigh pulling over time. Now let's analyze the public sentiment. 6 of 10 Americans opposing a leader reflect social disorder. These affections can influence spending behavior. It can alter consumer confidence indexes. Consumer confidence correlates strongly with retail activity. Retail activity drives economic expansion. Informal note. Emotions influence economies more than textbooks admit. But let's stay grounded. The US economic system is diversified. It is innovation-driven. It is consumption-led. It is institutionally structured. Political turbulence does not dismantle these foundations overnight. Now let's address long-term opportunity. Political position can encourage accountability. Accountability can improve policy transparency. Transparency strengthens investors' trust. Trust stabilizes markets. Stability supports growth. Democratic feedback mechanisms are economic stabilizers. Informal comment. Disagreement is not weakness, it's feedback. Now let's zoom out globally. America's economic power is rooted in scale, in capital markets, in technological leadership, in institutional credibility. A shift in political support does not erase these assets, it tests them. Markets observe whether institutions respond responsibly. Responsible response reassures investors. Reassurance lowers volatility. Lower volatility supports expansion. Now let's consider electoral implications. If opposition persists, electoral outcomes may change. Markets price potential administration shifts early. Policy expectations adjust accordingly. That adjustment is part of economic forecasting. Informal note, markets move before ballots are counted. But again, expectations are not outcomes. Polling shifts over time. Political landscape evolve. Economic systems endure. The positive perspective is not blind optimism. It is structural realism. The US economy is larger than any one figure. It has survived political upheaval before. It has adapted to leadership transitions. It recalibrates constantly. Recalibration is not collapse, it's resilience. Political power fluctuates. Institutional strengths persist. Public opinion shifts. Markets adjust. Policy evolves. Growth continues. Informal closing thought. Democracy is noisy, but markets are disciplined. 6 of 10 opposing a leader is significant, but is a signal, not a verdict of economic destiny. What matters most is an institutional response, fiscal responsibility, monetary stability, regulatory clarity, strategic trade positioning. These shape the future more than polling headlines. Economic systems thrive on adaptation. Adaptation requires feedback. Feedback sometimes looks like opposition. Opposition sometimes leads to correction. Correction strengthens long-term stability. Stability fuels growth. Growth supports employment. Employment sustains households. Households sustain consumption. Consumption drives GDP. And GDP defines economic momentum. So what does this momentum truly represent? It represents political recalibration. It represents democratic tension. It represents economic uncertainty, but also resilience. In resilient system, uncertainty becomes adjustment, not collapse. So tell me, what do you think about it?